What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? Um, I am very quickly going to we're going to check stream, make sure I am all good on that front, and we'll go on to what we have for today. So basically, the plan is to I kind of don't see myself finishing this up on time. So it might be one of those where it's going to be two parts. Yeah, so basically we are going to be, oh yeah, how are you guys doing? We're going to be working on the African hot. Someone made a request. I don't know when that was, but I think it was during a stream. That request was made for an African hot. That's where is it? African hot. Right here. So someone made a request for it. I think it was in the stream, and yeah. I swapped one of the models I was supposed to do for an African hot, and here we are. We are going to be attempting this. Mm, I have a reference right here. I feel like I should have a lot more because I know that these walls are not usually this smooth. They are more of like this than this. They are muddy. They can be smoothened out, but in most cases, it's not usually smoothened out. So I'm going to start looking for how I can get references that will speak more to that. And then this roof probably going to be a particle system. So let me just start. I'm going to bring in a cylinder. First of all, GZ that to the surface and I can scale this like so. So with that, let me bring in a human for reference. And then I can reset and GX on that out of the way. So we can kind of, measure the height of the hut in relation to the guy and make sure that that is that is on point. Yeah, I'll take out these faces. I'll take this one out too, and then I'm going to bring cursor to this point, and then I think I'm going to bring in a cone. I don't think I need to bring in a cone yet, so maybe I should deal with figuring out how to bring in a door on this one. So we have this. I can GZ SX and GY a little bit. So we have that. I can create a difference in both. I think we need to change the properties of this to actually get what we want. So I can GZ SZ. Let's see. Solver. I said properties. That's crazy. Let me see if I have audio and if my screen is actually moving. Do I have audio? I have audio. Okay, yeah, I have audio. And I think video is also responding accordingly. I don't do a lot of particle. I think this one is going to be a particle system actually. I don't do a lot of particle stuffs. So it's going to be a lot of like me figuring things out. Do I want to do this platform here? I do not know. Cause bruh, isn't that let me see how it goes first. Like I don't want to overload myself and then at the end of the day start struggling with the model. So I'm going to bring in a loop on this side and just try to resolve things as best as I can. I think right here would be joined. Yep. Flip apply that mirror. So that's cool. I'm going to do like an even distribution of these loops, and then all of, as a matter of fact, these two, I'm going to dissolve those edges, select all, subdivide. um I don't think that subdivision is good, so I'm going to undo on that, and then I'm going to use subdivision um gist. I'm going to use the subdivision to make the mesh denser, because I feel like I may be running a displacement across the whole thing. um so let me undo on that. Right, Shift Z. Am I going to be sculpting? I don't know. Let me see. What if I bring in some supports like so? Shift Z. Sculpting. So I said sculpting. It's supposed to be sculpting or sculpting. So I'm going to bring in some loops. G. So just going to make different options of this. All right. So I think we have all of them. What is the face? Yeah, I wonder why there's a face in here. I guess strange. Delete face. So I'm going to scale this, Shift Z, and I'm going to distribute these by the corners. But if I do that, I'm going to select all of this and extrude along the mouse. Just give that a little bit of thickness. All right. So I'll Shift D. This one is going to be here. Shift DX on this side. I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to have one on this side, one on this side. Rotate to change it up a little bit. I'm going to G, Shift DX, rotate, and then I think these two that I have around here probably want to be closer to the door. So I can bring this closer to the door, can select both and Shift DY. So rotating around individual region, I can rotate this a little, and we're here. I feel like this is too thick, so I'm going to select all of that, and then Shift Z, just make it a bit more skinny. And something I'm going to do to the doors is add one of this to the doors, so it has a little bit more structure to it. So I can GX to this point, Shift Z, GX, bring this in. I can SZ, GZ, and that's cool. GX, I can Shift DX, RZ on that, Shift D, rotate SX, so I can RX on that, and GY, bring this out. I can RX 180, and that looks fire. The only thing is that, yeah, I think my worst fears might be happening where I might have to sculpt some of these details. So let's see. Next up, I think I should start thinking about sub D. Right, I should start thinking about subdivision basically. So for subdivision, I'm going to change the simple. Oh, I can't change the simple. Oh, so I think I need a holding loop around there, and maybe the edges. No, Does the edges need to be sustained? No. Okay, let me sustain the edges actually. Okay, so I can apply that sub D and we have a dense mesh. So let's go into, oh, I've forgotten how I would usually go into that pie menu that gives you sculpt mode, weight paint mode. Let's see. Oh shit. How do I do that again? Oh, what a shortcut for that pie menu though. Let me check. Control tab. Oh my god. I know I was clicking tab at some point, but oh exactly. So I'm going to sculpt mode. I think for sculpt mode, I need to go back to object mode and apply the scale because you would notice that the brush is not it's not to scale. So I need to go in here, apply scale, and I need to download some alpha textures. Let me see some free ones that I can use to add some free details on that. I think something like this. Maybe this. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Let me just download some free. Oh shit. Some free textures basically. But is this an alpha texture though? Is this? I expect this to be black and white marks. I expect this to be black and white mask actually. Let's see. This comes at a cost. I highly doubt this is a real. Yeah, I'm expecting it to be something like this. Yeah, more like even this actually. But this is not enough because we need some smaller detail in that. So let's see. Let's see. Um. Oh, come on, man. Let's see. Is this free? Oh, I need to sign up. So I'm going to go in. I don't want to use a wood. I want to go into Polyhaven and see if I can get like a roughness map of something that could work. I'm going to bring in a cube. Let's just test different textures. If I can get a roughness map from here, then exactly something like, in fact, like I think this can be the texture of the wall. I don't even need to sculpt. Like, do you get? I just need to make I say the dense. I need to make the mesh denser so that it can have the displacement that's required. So I'm going to do something like this. Yep. I mean, I think we're almost there. The only thing is that I need to probably go into sculpts so that I can bring out some of this. Why is this not reacting? Yeah, some of this needs to overlap. We need to close it down here too. I'm going to smoothen this out. I think the strength on that is a bit too much, so I'm going to bring down the strength and just slight touches, slight. Okay. So that's cool. I think this one is too much though. So I need to do this again. Five people on. Shout out to you guys. I think next stop would be the next tough part could be the roof. That's chill. I'm going to switch back to object mode and then let's see our mesh. I think our mesh could have some displacement. Let me check. Yep, it has displacement, but I need to see if the displacement is actually working. Displacement only, but it needs to be displacement and bump. Let me go into rendered V to see it properly. Yeah, but this is a little different from what I was trying to achieve. This kind of gives it like it has a brick underlay, like a brick skeleton. This displacement is not coming through, so if I take this up to 1, let's see. Oh, that's too much. So 1 is too much. I'm going to bring that down to say 0.2, and then I'm going to make 0.2 is too much too. Let's do 0.05. And then I'm going to make the mesh denser. So I'm just going to subdivide. Oh, that's probably too much already. That's already too much. So something I want to do again is the color of this is like a muddy color. So I want to mess with the color a little bit. So I can bring a mixed color node. All right. Connect this here. I would also connect this down here so I can change the color to something like this, like a muddy kind of color. Now you see that there's the lower part of it has a slightly different color. So let me see if I can bring that in also. I'm going to use I think I should first of all plot out like the mapping of this, because we are attacking it from the ground up. So this could be something that that's caused by rain, or it could be like a preventive layer in case there's, I don't know what this is for exactly, but I want to create that with this. So I'm going to how am I going to do this? Let me see. Is it normal? I'm trying to think. Do I need to separate XYZ? How do I do this? So my thinking is I might just go the normal, maybe like a wave texture route where I will have a white texture up here and a black texture down here. That's one way to go about it. If I change this to objects, exactly, this is what I'm talking about. So I can move this on the Z, just like so, we'll have the separation. So I can easily attack the down part with a different texture and the top part a different texture. So for example, in this case, I can just bring in, what can I bring in? Actually, to affect that, maybe I can just bring in a mix color. I can take this to the factor. No, this should be in the factor actually. So we already have this one established, right? I'm going to connect this to, we already have one part of this established. I'm going to flip this around because we want the white, want the white part to be down. So how do I flip this? I think I use the color ramp to flip color. So that's cool. Before I go any further, I want to reduce the Z on this just like so. So it's not like a straight white. It has a dirty yellow kind of look to it. So I'm going to bring that in, and then also I want to vary this. This gradient is just too smooth. So in order to do that, I learned this from Doki 3D where he would bring in a noise texture here, and I'll bring in a mix color. And then we'll bring this in here. He would connect this and connect this to this. So what he's able to do now is affect. Is this it? Or could it be multiply? Yeah. If I bring this down, yeah, something like this. I'm going to make this a bit brighter. Yeah, so I think we're pretty much done with the hot. That's the down part. This woods, let me look for something from here. I think something like this is ideal. So we could cube projects, and that looks good. So every other one, I'll just link into that primary textured one. That's this right here. So I can link all of that and we're good. I think the only thing I'll need to do is use the curve to bring it down. Oh, that's too strong. Okay, so the roof is a tricky one. It's going to be a particle system, and I feel like this is already heavy enough. Like the scene is already really heavy. So I don't know how I'm going to manage that, but we'll figure it out. So I'm going to reset this to the center, and then I'll bring in a cone. Funnily enough, I'm actually enjoying this, even though I wasn't particularly optimistic about the results of this, but it's going really, really well and I'm enjoying it. So I will remove, no, I want to remove that face. And with this, I would bevel. And we're able to add loops on the side. So we're cool on that. If you notice, these edges are not like, they're not not like I would say they're not straight. They're not like uniform. So I would GZ a little bit, and then this edge, um, I want to do a random selection. No, 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 no. Or maybe even denser. Let me add. I'm going to add a subdivision to this, but you should just to make the mesh dense. I'm not like covering it up. So I think I can shade auto smooth on that, and it's cool. So this edge I can select and then select random. No, I mean, oh shit. Maybe I have to do check out the select. So I can GG. Just like so. And the reason I'm doing this is I don't want this follow-up to be all uniform. Like I don't want it to be the same across board. As a matter of fact, maybe let me first of all do this separation that I need to. So this separation right here, this, and then maybe this. So I'll just V to separate all of that. And then all these would have separate treatments, basically. Separate treatments. Okay, I think that top is that top not good? Okay. That's good. L scale down. So that looks great. I think this down, no, not even down parts, this edge. I'll remove that edge down here. How can I randomize this edge? Can I add a displacement only to that area? Let's see. I'm taking the longer route in this and I need to go and sleep because I still have work tomorrow. Yeah, I can add displacement to just the vertex group. So I'm just going to apply, assign this vertex group, and then the displacement. I'm just going to use an image. Let's do a cloud thing. That's cool. The displacement is just going to affect these vertices, and yep, it should be working by now. Okay. I just want it to be at a certain angle, not like all over the place and shabbily like this. As a matter of fact, let me reduce the strength of that. Okay. I'm going to apply that displacement, and time for particle system. First of all, I think I'm just going to apply it to everything. Let me go into solid mode and I'll bring in the particle. I think particle is going to be here. I don't know if I'm going to comb this thing or how it's going to happen, but like, let me first of all apply scale. Let's see how it goes. I think number of, hey, let me just take it up to 10K first. Then hair length, I'll bring that down. Right. And then how can I make this slip? How can I make it flat on that? Let me see. Easy rotation. So I think in order to get rotation, you need to click advanced on this. So we have rotation, and let's see if this is one of this is going to work. Okay, not particularly working. There used to be a comb feature in this. Where's comb? Where's comb? Where's comb? How can I get to it? Do I need to go particle edits, and then I can use the comb to like make those just flatter. So I'll have to scale this up and just do something like this. Is that the solution to this? But I mean, I'm supposed to be able to rotate each of those hairs though. But if this is what we have to do to make the hot look right, then we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay. Okay. Um, I'd like to see what it looks like with a much denser mesh. I'm going to go to object. Let's see. It looks too arranged, right? And we're not seeing the demarcation between all of these things. So I'm going to go back to the normal settings and maybe separate this by loose parts, Let's give each of them their own separate thing. But right here it's looking crazy actually. So let me undo that separating by loose parts first. And the reason I want to undo that is that it's affecting the whole thing. So maybe how I can vary is just scaling down certain parts, you know. The hair length. What's this? Disconnect hair from emitter mesh. Delete edits. No, I don't want to delete edits. Disconnect hair from disconnect. Let me try one of this. Let me see. What's this? Okay. I'm not mad at that because I can always get the edits back, basically. So I'm going to look for hair shape. Where will I see hair shape? Hair shape. Oh, okay. Is this what I was looking for? Let's see. Oh, okay, okay. I think this is what I was looking for. Exactly. So I can even make this a bit more dense. Let's say 20K, right? And then bring this higher above the fold. Maybe randomize. Hey, nope, 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 nope. As a matter of fact, maybe I should save this because I feel like this thing might fold on me. So African hot is what? African hot is day 29, so I'm just going to save that. African hot. Uh Save blend file. So That's cool. um I think what I was trying to do earlier was, what was I trying to do? Let me see if I change this to simple and maybe let me see interpolated. I don't think this is what I'm going for. I think simple it is. I'm going to change back to none and hair shape. Hair shape. Where is hair shape actually? Here's a search. Hair shape. Okay, this is hair shape. So, okay, this is hair shape. So I'm going to kind of start determining the diameter and the shape of the strands. But why is it not affecting anything? Let me go to render view. Let's see if it's affecting in rendered. Oh, what's this? Can't see the rendered view right now for some reasons. But I'm supposed to be able, or is it going to be in simple? Supposed to be able to see. No need for twist, so undo that. Roughness. I don't think we need any. I think this randomize that I applied was a bit too much. And then the length of the hair is a bit too long. Okay. Man, I think I'm here right now. I'm good with this. It would be nice to have some writing on the wall, like a graffiti kind of thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can apply the particle system. What happened there? Convert to mesh. That's cool. The scene immediately got way denser. Now I'm on 2 million, and that's crazy actually. 2 million is crazy. Okay, this let me see. Do I need to convert to mesh? Do I need to remove the underlying mesh? I cannot remove that. That's a very, very integral part of this. And as a matter of fact, maybe I'm going to use this to texture that part. So from the side view, I'm going to select that and project from view. So I'm going to scale this. So the inner parts should have this texture, but the hair is going to have like a different kind of texture into it. But somehow, for some reason, I don't know why this is looking like this. It's supposed to be like actual mesh. Why doesn't it have thickness? Oh, there are curves. Then to apply a skin modifier to it. Hey. Oh my god. Skin modifier to this would be crazy. went up to 7 million. No. But this is supposed to come with actual mesh now. What's a Jesus? Can I convert it to a curve and then add the geometry with the curve? Let's see. I knew that this thing would get really dense. I knew. Ah. Ah, what's this now? Did it hang? Just a second, guys, so that Blender can recover. So it's apparent that Blender has frozen on us. So I'm going to close and reopen Blender. Okay. I'm going to go to autosave and right here, let me see. I think I'd applied this already. Oh, but how do I add thickness to this though? Shit. Okay, particle is still on this. Let me see render. Render as object. Like, was this okay? They have to define the object. Man. Let's see. Still, you guys, 1 second, please. So in order to apply this in such a way that I would have actual geometry, how do I go about it? Oh, damn. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. How to render actual particle hair into a mesh. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. All this is not too loud. Let's go down. It's time to get busy.
If you have any doubts about how to transform strands, or all the level 3, it comes on D. Mix and press.
Convert to mesh. Then what else after that? Convert. Oh, you have to convert to curve. But in converting my own to curve, that's where the problem is. Yeah, I think I was on the right track initially. Like the moment I convert this to a mesh and try to convert this to a curve, that's where I run into some problems. Say I want to convert this into a curve. This is a lot. Do you know that technique to like give this thing some? What about, can I extrude edge? Slightly, not so much. That was too much. Let's do it again. Maybe extrude vertex. No, extrude edge. Then select all and then extrude along normals. Hey, I shouldn't have extruded along normals. So, I already have so much. Dial it back a bit, dial it back, dial it back, dial it back. As a matter of fact, I'm going to undo. And then I'll apply a solidify modifier to this. So I can control on that with our modifier here. Let's do this divided by 2. Let's divide it by 2 again. Okay, not bad. I'm going to apply that solidify, and now I can texture the roof. That's good. No. So inside here, I think initially what I did for texturing on that was cube projects. No, don't cube project from view. So I just use this texture for the inner mesh that we use to create the particle system, and then for the outer one, that's where I'll do some sort of a different texturing for that. So for this, In fact, that inner one, maybe I should remove this particle. I think we're done with this particle actually. Is there a way to remove this? Remove. Yeah. So I can select this. Let's give it a brand new texture. I think we're going to go with this brownish color. I'm going to add some saturation to that. Oh, okay. We're running into some problems, and I think the one of them is that the under one right here is not textured first. So let me give this curve. Make that darker. Okay, that's cool. I feel like this hair is maybe too saturated. I'm going to bring it down, and I think this is going to have like a little bit of a gradient kind of feel in terms of the texturing. Or how do I even go about? Do I need to add a noise to it? Let me see. And then bring in a color ramp. Can I go back to rendered view now? Man, that's really, really dragging. I'm going to go back to material preview. So we have this. We're going to have different colors for both of those. As a matter of fact, I'm going to add more details. Maybe a little more roughness on that. So this I'll disconnect. See, connect, select this, paste in, paste this in, and then this is going to be slightly less saturated, and maybe it has a higher value too. I'm just going to save this, and then kind of I need to actually look at the color properly, because for me color is not yet there. Okay. I think something I would like to get rid of are these sharp, obvious edges. Really, really obvious. Anyway, I think that's about it for this. Um, See you guys tomorrow. So that's about it, guys. So long, and until I see you guys in the next one. It's peace.